Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another year of the Yorktown Bros Fantasy Football League. As I opened up my recording software for the first time since last season, I was greeted by some fun memories, some potentially unhinged graphics I made while at a lower point in my life. But hey, it's a new season. It's a fresh start. And to ring in that new season, I'm here to unveil my latest team logo. It's Allen the Hills. Needed to show this in the video because that sleeper thumbnail just doesn't do it justice, and this needed to be seen. Now let's get into those scores. First off, I was able to start off the season 2-0 against Paul here. Pretty average outing from both of us. My draft no running backs until the 5th round strategy had its ups and downs. Kamara scored almost 20. The next running back I took did not score 3. But really I was carried here by Josh Allen and Tyreek Hill. It's Allen the Hills. Coincidentally, Josh Allen and Tyreek Hill were on Paul's team last season, and now he loses to them. So that's fun. Paul's team had a rough week, and Joe Burrow looked pretty rusty, so he's going to need to turn things around or else he'll end up in that Laporta potty. Next up, we have what looked like it might be a reverse Jeffing turn into the Stomp of the Week, as a combination of CMC being ruled out right before the Monday night game and Jake Moody scoring 26 points led to the Stomp of the Week. Now, it did not lead to Mr. Schrott making it into the top 6, which he made very clear on Tuesday morning. Let us know all his thoughts on the matter, as well as some other thoughts. Now, Brian's team, he worked so hard to do all that research to win the putt-putt, to get that first pick, to pick CMC, who has a nagging injury. And with Jordan Love also getting injured in week 1, he's going to need to do some work to prevent a slow start here. Here we have the high score of the week and a Jeffing right off the bat to start our season off strong. Skip, collector of the most poop emojis during the draft, led by Cooper Kupp, another poop emoji collector, scored 25 points on 21 targets. Tony Pollard, another poop emoji collector, dropped 17. Skip's team had a very solid week, as did Chase's for the most part. He just had the unfortunate circumstance of going up against Skip. However, this is the flip side of that median rule change, as Chase starts the season 1-1, which makes the Jeffing hurt a little less. Next up, we have Ryan versus the Priors. Pretty average matchup from both of them. The difference maker in this was something that we have seen many times before in that Pryor household, a bias to the Commanders leading to their downfall. The difference in the defensive points was the difference in the match. Thought there might be a chance of a Monday night rundown with Ayuk and Kittle, but they combined for less than 10 points and left them coming up a bit short. In our 5th matchup, Brittany still working off those chicken sandwiches, a little slow getting out of the gate. Zach's team, wide receiver Ohio State pairing, didn't do so hot, but he was carried by Brandon Aubrey and Lamar Jackson combining for almost 50 points, and the rest of his team just needed to fill in a few other gaps to get past Brittany, who starts off 0-2. Zach starts off 2-0, sneaks into that 6th spot, and we'll see why right here. Looks like a pretty standard 10-point victory for Jeff, but with less than 2 minutes left in the Monday night game, Tim's defense had 9 points, and he was in the 6th spot. However, when former Virginia Tech great Tyrod Taylor connected with former Packer great Alan Lazard, those points against dropped him down to 6 points and dropped him out of the top 6, leading to an 0-2 start for Tim. Jeff starts off 2-0, mostly off the back of Saquon Barkley, who looked very good Friday night, and the rest of his team did a little bit more. Now, that was the first talking point. The second talking point, me weekly defending my leadership. I don't want to hear about the median rule change. Not only did I not propose this rule change, I did not even vote for this rule change. So if you are upset with this rule change, look at your league mates. Look to your left. Look to your right. That is who you have to blame. I don't want to hear it. That being said, It did lead to some interesting plot lines, and honestly, I'm not too mad at it. It was kind of fun to follow that. Likewise, improvements. Very much more active waiver wire from a year ago today. Chase has already used almost half of his budget for the season. I'm looking forward to him flipping that coin between Likely and Mandrews week to week to decide who to start. And as for the third talking point, these alpaca comments, I'm not going to touch on those, frankly, because I'm just confused. I don't understand, and I'm just going to leave it that way. But that's all I got. I'll catch you next week on the Commissioner's Corner.